He had over 10 million fans watching every move. Sponsors lined up, records tumbling, a boxing prodigy turned influencer idol. But when Ryan Garcia's Instagram stardom collided with outbursts, conspiracy rants, and a failed drug test, the rise warped into a $1 million crash. Now banned and battling for a comeback, the question isn't just how far he's fallen, but whether there is any road back at all. By the time Ryan Garcia turned 21, his Instagram following had soared past 10 million. Boxing highlights and behind-the-scenes glimpses of his life turned him into a digital phenomenon, reaching fans far beyond the usual fight crowd. In 2019 alone, his follower count jumped by nearly 2 million, a spike that drew whispers about authenticity and also caught the attention of global brands. Gatorade, Dior, and Nike signed on, eager to tap into his reach. At one point, Garcia's social audience outpaced even established champions, making him a marketing force before he ever held a major title. Unlike other influencer boxers, Garcia brought real credentials: a 215 wins and 15 losses, amateur record, and 15 national titles. This blend of online charisma and boxing pedigree created a commercial juggernaut. For sponsors and promoters, every post, every viral video translated to real economic value. In the eyes of the boxing world, Garcia's next move mattered, not just for the sport, but for the business behind it. The stakes grew with every new follower, and so did the pressure to live up to the image he built online. By spring 2021, the shine of Ryan Garcia's public persona began to fracture behind the scenes. He withdrew from a scheduled fight with Javier Fortuna, citing struggles with anxiety and depression. For the first time, Garcia spoke openly about mental health, sharing his decision on social media and stepping away from training camps. The withdrawal surprised fans and insiders alike, but those closest to him described a young man overwhelmed by expectation and constant scrutiny. Family members tried to rally around him, encouraging rest and professional help. Garcia's response was to keep his circle small and distance himself from extended treatment. The pressure only intensified as the years passed. In January 2024, a series of late-night social media posts revealed a man unraveling in real time. Garcia shared conspiracy theories and admitted to drinking heavily, sometimes appearing on live streams in tears or agitated. His family staged an intervention, hoping to break the cycle. Garcia refused, insisting he could manage on his own. The pattern of instability, withdrawal, erratic statements, and rejected support set the stage for riskier choices in and out of the ring as the line between public image and private struggle grew thinner. On April 20th, 2024, at Barclays Center, Ryan Garcia stepped into the ring against Devin Haney, with the crowd buzzing over his missed weight. From the opening bell, Garcia's speed and aggression set a wild pace. Haney, known for his discipline and technical skill, tried to control the distance, but Garcia's left hook found its mark in the 7th round. Haney hit the canvas, stunned but determined. The referee's count reached 8 before Haney rose, shaking off the shock and returning fire. As the rounds wore on, Garcia pressed forward, hunting for openings. In the 10th round, another sharp left dropped Haney again, this time leaving the champion visibly rattled. The 11th round brought a third knockdown. Haney's gloves touched the mat after a flurry, and the crowd roared with every exchange. Despite the setbacks, Haney refused to fold. He answered with crisp counters, forcing Garcia to respect his power and footwork. After 12 rounds, the judges read the cards: 114 to 110, 115 to 109, and 112 to 112. A majority decision for Garcia. Haney's face told the story: frustration, disbelief, and a sense that something was not right. The verdict ignited debate, but the drama in the ring was undeniable. 3 knockdowns against an undefeated champion were rare, stunning, and impossible to ignore. The weigh-in for Garcia versus Haney triggered a financial earthquake before a single punch was thrown. Contract terms were clear. Any excess on the scale would cost Garcia $500,000 per pound. At 143.2 pounds, 3.2 over the limit, he handed Haney $1.5 million and lost the right to claim the WBC title outright. Sportsbooks scrambled. Overnight, the ODDS shifted. Garcia, once a clear underdog, saw his line tighten as bettors recalculated the risk. Some outlets reported swings of 30 to 40%, wiping out early Haney backers and flooding the market with late speculative bets. Promoters and managers watched as the purse structure fractured, reshaping the economics of the fight in real time. The lost $1.5 million did not just pad Haney's account. It altered the stakes for everyone with a financial interest in the outcome. For Garcia, the penalty was more than a number on a check. It was a public reckoning, a reminder that in boxing, every ounce and every clause carries a price. The ripple effects would soon reach beyond the ring, as legal teams and regulators took notice of the chaos unleashed by a single way in misstep. VADA's notification on May 1st, 2024, set off a storm in boxing circles. Ryan Garcia tested positive for Ostarine on 2 separate samples, collected both the day before and the day of his fight with Devin Haney. Both A and B samples, analyzed by the Sports Medicine Research and Testing Laboratory, confirmed the presence of the banned selective androgen receptor modulator. Ostarine is classified as an anabolic agent, known to promote muscle growth and speed up recovery, advantages that can decide a fight at the championship level. The lab reported concentrations of 6 nanograms per milliliter in Garcia's urine, 60 times higher than the New York State Athletic Commission's threshold for a positive finding. Garcia's camp pushed back immediately. They pointed to 2 supplements, NutriBio Supercarb and a Body Health Amino Blend, submitted for independent analysis. Both tested positive for trace amounts of Ostarine, but chain of custody issues surfaced. The supplements were unsealed by the time they reached the lab, making it impossible to prove they matched what Garcia actually consumed before the fight. His lawyers argued accidental contamination, citing the low levels found and the fact that both supplements were listed on his doping control forms. Anti-doping experts remained skeptical. Victor Conte, a veteran in the field, dismissed the contamination defense, noting that such a high concentration paired with dual positives on consecutive days was rare in accidental cases. Without airtight custody records or batch data from the supplement manufacturers, the scientific debate became a clash of interpretations. For the commission, the evidence was clear enough to proceed. For the public, the question of intent lingered, unresolved by technicalities. On June 20th, 2024, the New York State Athletic Commission handed down its ruling, a full year away from sanctioned boxing, a $10,000 fine, and the loss of over $1 million in purse money. The fight with Devin Haney, once a career-defining win, was wiped from the record books, officially a no contest. Garcia's suspension stretched across every major boxing state, blocking him from sparring, public training, or even attending events as a guest. The message was clear. The sport would not look the other way. The fallout extended far beyond the ring. Within weeks, sponsorships that once seemed untouchable vanished. Gatorade, Dior, Nike, brands that had built entire campaigns around Garcia's image, terminated their deals, costing him millions in endorsements almost overnight. Golden Boy Promotions, his longtime backer, cut ties after a series of inflammatory social media posts. His reputation, once the envy of the fight world, became a cautionary tale in boardrooms and gyms alike. Yet as the months dragged on, Garcia began to plot a return. He named his father, Henry Garcia, as head trainer and signed a new promotional deal with Skill Challenge Entertainment, a rising force in Saudi Arabia's boxing scene. The comeback would not be quiet. Press releases teased a February 21st, 2026 title fight against Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight belt. Early projections pegged pay-per-view buys at 400,000, a number driven as much by curiosity as by hope. The WBC staged a lavish thank you ceremony, complete with models and gold-plated belts, signaling institutional support despite recent scandal. At 26, Garcia stands at a tipping point. His lost purses and endorsements total tens of millions of dollars. 3 children depend on his earnings. Experts quietly put his odds of a true championship comeback at just over 1 in 3. The next fight will not only test his skills, but determine whether his story ends in redemption, or becomes boxing's latest warning about the cost of fame and unchecked ambition. Today, Garcia's comeback hangs in the balance, not just for his legacy, but for an industry where fame and scrutiny collide. Boxing is not just about testing for banned substances. It is now testing the limits of redemption. Every comeback story has a cost. For Garcia, the price is still unknown.